Hi guys, it is I, Pi, and welcome to my video. So today I have a little video about getting luxury dupes and from none other than Shein. So Shein, as we all know, is an ultra fast fashion website that sells all sorts of clothes and even shoes and even accessories like bags. So I have mixed feelings about Shein as a brand because we all know that ultra fast fashion does come at a cost. As oftentimes it's environmental impact or just poor treatment of their the staff that actually manufacture the goods. So I do not really encourage buying from Shein, but I do have to say that I am definitely guilty of doing so. I try my best not to buy from Shein, but once in a while, if I do say something that's really good, I do actually think about it, and if I really want it, I do actually buy certain items from Shein. But I do also understand that the things that I have bought from Shein, which includes clothes and shoes, and their quality is quite hit or miss, so I do actually feel that personally I would not be buying from Shein much anymore, because the quality is just not there. It's very hit or miss, and certain items that I have received, I do not bother with a returns process, but they are very poor quality, and I do actually end up donating it to a thrift store or to like example Salvation Army for them to resell it. I do not like some of their items. The quality isn't the greatest. The material is sometimes quite scratchy, quite uncomfortable, and they can also be quite thin. So clearly this is all the methods they use to actually keep the price of the items really low. So I don't know about you, but I personally will not be buying a lot from Shein anymore, and I would rather just save up my money to buy better quality products. But today, putting that all aside, I just want to talk to you about some things that I've just gotten from Shein recently, and these are actually luxury dupes. So we all know that luxury footwear especially comes at a very high price. Certain brands can sell shoes as high as $1,000 over, and to me personally, shoes is something I can't fathom paying $1,000 over for, because it's going to get worn out pretty fast if you wear it, and it's definitely going to get scuffed, it's definitely going to get dirty. So to me, I rather spend money on either clothes or handbags because they are easier to look after. So when it comes to footwear, I have been considering buying either second-hand luxury shoes, or else I guess dupes may be the way to go. So I have 3 luxury dupes from Shein that I would just like to show you, and it's up to you whether you want to get it or not, and I'll just speak to you about how the quality is like, as well as the price of what I've paid for these items. So let us begin, and first I will show you one of the pair of shoes that I've gotten quite a while ago. So here are the first pair of shoes that I've gotten from Shein. I actually got this a very long time ago, I would say like over a year ago. And to me, this looks like the very famous Rockstuds shoes from Valentino. And so I decided to just give it a try. These are definitely not 100% identical. As you can see, it comes with a block heel, and I definitely wanted something that is a definite dupe. I do not want a replica at all, because that's very unfair to the creators. So dupes, on the other hand, are inspired. They do have some similarities, but they're not 100%, and that's what I'm okay with. I do not buy replicas at all. So as you can see, this comes with straps. It's sort of, I would say, it's not really slingbacks, but it does come with straps instead of full backing. And I've only worn this once, so to be honest, the quality is just not the greatest. So as you can see here, this part is peeling off. It's definitely just stuck on with glue, and I could definitely just stick this back on, but this just raises question on how the quality of other areas of the shoes may hold up. So this is, I can't tell if it's suede or velvet actually. I do actually know the difference between suede and velvet, but this feels more like velvet, which is quite odd for shoes to have velvet, but who knows with Shein. This is definitely not real leather, it's definitely PU, so I do understand that the quality of this will not last at all, but I'm fine with it because, as I mentioned, these are cheap and this is meant to be a trial. I will be wearing it like usual, but of course I have no idea how this will last in Singapore's humidity especially. So yep, as I mentioned, I've only worn this once. The comfort level was alright. It's as per normal high heels, so my feet did ache after a while because I do not really wear high heels that often. So yep, but otherwise this actually held up through a day of walking and there was no major issues with it. Currently none of the studs are falling off, so with this I thought, hey, the quality is not too bad, so why not I just try out a few more when I do have the opportunity to do so. So as always, I will link the items that I've bought down in the description bar below, and I will of course insert the price of each item just below here, and you can decide for yourself if you think it's worth it or not. The next pair of shoes I got were this pair. So if you know, these look like the Amina Muaddi's Begums, I believe, and as similarly this comes as a slingback. It also does have the very famous pyramid style heel. So I've actually worn this once and I actually wore it for Eid this year, and they were alright. Comfort wise, they're actually not that bad, but to me the slingbacks keep falling off my feet. I have no idea if it's a sizing issue, but I highly doubt it because the length of the shoes were just right for me. I just feel like maybe the slingbacks are a bit loose. Either that or I'm just not used to wearing slingbacks. I do not actually wear slingbacks that often, and I believe this is actually my very first pair of slingbacks. So yep. Otherwise, worst case scenario, I can always just take this in a bit by like stitching the this elastic part, making it a bit smaller so that it will fit better. But overall, it's okay. So as you can see on the front, it has crystals, and yes, this is also inspired. It's definitely not a replica because if you know what the Begums look like, which I'll of course insert a picture of the original item here, you will know that the design of this motif is definitely very different. So I personally think that this is quite good for a dupe. It does look almost identical, around 80% identical, and I personally do enjoy trying out the styles first to see how they look on me, how they fit on me, before actually deciding if I actually do want to take a plunge to purchase the luxury branded good. But of course, as I mentioned, luxury shoes are really expensive. They're over $1,000, and if they're gonna get worn out real fast, or if I'm not gonna use it as often, it's just gonna be sitting around in my shoe closet just gathering dust, which doesn't really make sense to me. So this was a very cheap way of getting the look of it, but not having to pay thousands of dollars. Yep. So this part is made of satin, and the inside is of course not real leather. As I mentioned before, this is definitely going to be either polyurethane or pleather. So yeah, this one doesn't really have any signs of like the sole lifting yet, but who really knows. There's quite a good amount of cushion on the heel actually, which really surprised me. So they weren't actually uncomfortable, they were actually quite comfortable to wear. And my only issues with it was that the fact that this back part kept slipping off, so it made it a little bit hard to walk in. But if you're used to like slip-on heels, those without the straps at the back, perhaps this may be fine for you. I'm just not used to it, so maybe it will take me a while before I actually get used to these kind of shoes. So the last pair of shoes I have is this pair, and if you know what this look like, this actually looks like the Jimmy Choo's Avery's. It's either Avery or Evelyn. I can't remember which was the open toe and which was the covered toed one. Insert a picture of what I'm talking about over here. So yes, this was like Jimmy Choo's, Avery's, or Evelyn's. And yeah, it comes with an asymmetrical bow, one in the front and one in the back. So yes, they actually look very different from the original Jimmy Choo's. The bow is smaller, and to me personally, I find it more wearable. And now that the more I look at it, the more I realize that this could actually like do as a person's bridal shoes. These were not my bridal shoes, as I did not actually buy this until very much after my wedding. So yes, but I do think it's very nice. I think it's super pretty. It has skinny heels on the back and it's quite tall for me personally. I do not actually wear such tall heels all the time, but I just wanted to get this into my collection for now so that I do actually have options, as well as to stare at how pretty this is. Actually, this is actually so pretty and I'm obsessed with it. And the straps on the sides are adjustable, and if you have no idea how to use these kind of straps, they're actually really easy. You do not actually have to undo the buckle. They just come right off. So it actually comes with like this top or type of hook, if you can see. And all you have to do is just adjust this buckle to where how tight you want it to be, and then just kind of slot it in. And when you pull it tight, it just holds on to the buckle. So yes, they're actually really easy to use. So let me just show you the details of these shoes. So yes, the ribbon is a bit wonky and I have no idea if it's the manufacturing process or not, but I am okay with it because you could either starch it or even just use, I'm not sure if hairspray helps, but yeah, you can definitely just starch it or steam it to see if it sits better in a different position. I am okay with it because generally when you're walking, the ribbon may not just stay in place. So yes, quality wise, this seems alright for now. As I mentioned, this is not leather. So yeah, this one does not have any fabric on it. It's definitely just either polyurethane or leather. And I have not actually worn these shoes yet. So I have no idea how it would wear on. But generally, I feel like it should be alright. I just noticed that the base has some sort of plastic covering. If you can see, it's mostly obvious here. There is some rippling here. And I believe it's I don't know if it's a protective film, whether it's supposed to be removed or not. But I personally am just going to leave it on. Underneath my other pairs, like this one, you could see that it's definitely starting to come off here. But I'll just leave it on because it helps to protect the sole from scuffing. So as you can see, the tip here is a bit worn. So I have no issues with leaving that on, and I will probably just leave it on to help protect the sole. So there's definitely more dupes on Shein. You could definitely like continue scrolling. Even the one that looks like the Amina Muaddis, they actually do have the clear one, I wouldn't say perspex, actually I have no idea. Yeah, they do have the one that's clear, like completely see-through, and I was contemplating that pair, but after that I decided that I feel like a black pair would look a bit more classy. So that's what I settled on. Yep. So let me know your thoughts, whether you would get dupes, luxury dupes, or if you would rather just get the real thing, knowing that the price is really high. And I am here trying to get luxury goods on a budget, so I can't spend $1,000 on shoes that I would actually wear only like once a year. Like this pair I've only worn once this year, and this pair I've only like wore it once for a wedding. And yeah, so who knows, there may be opportunities for me to wear these in the future, but for now I'm just gonna keep them and stare at them for a while because they are quite pretty. So let me know your thoughts, and otherwise I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!